Hello everyone and welcome back to another Excll Destiny video. I know it's been like 3 weeks, but you know, Destiny 1 is on the low, there's not much to do, and that's what this video is going to be about. But yeah, Destiny 2 is right around the corner, and I've just been playing other games and stuff that doesn't relate to Destiny. So yeah, but now, today, I started something on Destiny. I thought, why not jump back into Destiny and play to just get used to the controls and stuff again before Destiny 2 actually comes out. So what I decided to do was jump onto the Xbox One and start up a new account, or actually go onto my previous account that you've seen on this channel before and delete all the characters and start anew. So basically what you're seeing in the background is the creation process, and I made a warlock. There is a hunter sitting there that you would have seen earlier, but he's just created as a placeholder slot because I'm OCD and need to have Hunter, Warlock, and then Titan in my character selection screen. But what I thought, instead of just starting a new account, I thought I'd do something a bit creative. I've only seen a couple other people do this on YouTube so far, and that is create an Ironman, basically. So this kind of stems off from RuneScape. If you guys haven't played RuneScape, then what has your childhood even been? It's an MMORPG on the internet, basically. You can play it in browser on Google or whatever. You would have heard of it before. If you haven't, just go and look it up. Like, do yourself a favor and go look it up. But basically, the Iron Man is a concept of you create a new character, you start from scratch, and you can't have any interaction with other players at all. This is a bit hard in Destiny's case, where you have auto matchmaking and strikes and stuff like that, which you kind of have to make an exception for. But you can buffer in other, like, things to stop the player from having as much of an easy time as a normal player would have in Destiny, such as not using the vault and stuff like that. But, so I'm going to list off some of the rules quickly before we jump into some of the stuff, like the gameplay and stuff that I've already done. I've played a fair bit, but yeah. So, there's two different types of Iron Man. There's, like, the regular Iron Man, and then there's the Hardcore Iron Man. The Hardcore Iron Man is the, if you die, then that's it, you're done. So I started off this account as that, and you can probably see that in the title, but as you will see later on in the video, I did unfortunately die. It was around level 24, and it was from one of the stupidest things possible. Yeah, but you'll see that later on. But let's go over some of the rules of the Iron Man game style that I am playing in this. Basically, rule number 1 is no other player interaction. So there are some kind of limitations to this with how Destiny is. Like if you're going to search for, say, the Devil's Lair, which I do later on in this video, then you're gonna get match made automatically. There's no way to search for it without, well, just jumping in, basically not searching for it. But as you see in this video, that the game actually didn't find me anyone, so I just did it solo anyway. So I'm going to be lucky with things like that. But if I do come into a instance with other players, then there's not really much I can do about that. I mean, I can leave and try again until I get into one by myself, but that's just going to be time consuming and annoying, basically. I can't invite anyone to come and help me, so if I want to do a raid later, I'm going to have to solo that raid. So I probably won't be raiding too much later on. And like I mentioned before about the Hardcore Iron Man, that means if you die, then you have to delete the account and start again. But because we're on such a short time limit before D2 comes out, I'm not going to be deleting this account. I'm just going to go on as a regular Iron Man and not keep that hardcore status. Other things that come into it is that you have to use the rolls of weapons that come from packages and stuff. You can't buy them from the vendors. Now, this kind of seems a bit iffy if you would like to do that or not, but personally for me it makes it a bit more funner. I'm not picking up a gold roll palindrome or something that's being sold from the Crucible Quartermaster. I'm having to get a palindrome in a package and work with what that is. Another thing is I can't use the vault, so I can only use what's on my character, which makes it a bit harder to pick what weapons really mean something to you. You can only keep like 10 weapons on you maximum, and yeah, it's going to be a bit difficult when it comes down to picking up engrams and stuff like that and wanting to decrypt them. So I'm only really going to be able to keep 9 weapons on me, including the one that I have equipped in that slot. That's not including special and heavy, I'm just talking about individual sections, it's like primary. So yeah, other things are kind of going along with that actually, is that I can't go to, say, I get an exotic drop and then dismantle it, I can't go to the wall kiosk and get that back out. If I do dismantle that exotic, I actually have to get it to drop again. So yeah, pretty bare bones play, taking it back to year 1 styles. You could take it even further, but just at this current point in time in the game, if there was like ages until Destiny 2, then I would consider doing some of those things. And by that I mean like farming materials like vanilla Destiny, not buying them. But yeah, some of that stuff will actually be quite annoying if I did that, because of the time constraints left with Destiny 1 coming up to Destiny 2. This is just for a bit of fun. But yeah, so since we kind of got rid of the rules and stuff, why not jump into some of the gameplay that I've done already? So gameplay wise, I've probably played around about 6-ish hours or so, maybe 7. A lot of time waiting in orbit and stuff like that while I'm just surfing the internet and stuff like that. But yeah, I did want to talk about something with this game style, is that you take each encounter a lot more seriously if you're playing in that hardcore status mode. Now I did unfortunately die, which you're going to see at the end, like I mentioned before, but coming into instances and stuff, like before you're just worrying about dying in the darkness zones, but now you're worrying about dying anywhere. You could fall off the tower, for instance, and there goes your status. But yeah, it takes a lot more care in what you're doing and like different tactics and stuff that you're using. I was considering, if I didn't die, using Fireborn from the Warlock subclass to kind of give myself a little bit of buffer in that, but it doesn't really matter now. And I enjoy using the Voidwalker subclass on the Warlock because of lifesteal and just that DPS stuff with Nova Bomb. But yeah, stuff going on in the background. I basically just did story missions and stuff, nothing too special, didn't really have anything too amazing happen. Doing the Devil's Lair strike was actually pretty fun. Like I mentioned before, I found no one, so I did it solo, and yeah, I was a few levels up, but it was still challenging. Like the Walker was very bullet spongy, but I got there in the end, and yeah, other than that, Sepix wasn't too bad. Just basically take out the ads, do some DPS, then take out the ads again. Yeah, other than that, nothing really too much happening. The real meat and potatoes of this kind of account and playstyle will come once you have hit that level 40 status and you're in the end game and you're doing stuff like solo Court of Oryx and soloing the Nightfalls and strikes and stuff like that, trying to do basically anything to get your gear and get up to 400 light. But yeah, so at this point in time it's kind of boring, so I'm trying to just push through everything and not show you the whole leveling up process of that, because I know you guys just would like to see the end game content as like a solo player. That's another good thing about this, is that a lot of people don't have friends to play with, so they are playing like this basically already, just with a couple less constraints on them. But yeah, playing as a solo player, it's fun. Other than this, I'm not really sure what to do with these type of videos. If you'd like to see like kind of live bits where I cut to where I'm actually playing live and start talking and stuff like that, or if you just kind of like this, shove some clips and talk over them kind of thing, talk about what's going on and stuff like that. But yeah, so here is the dumb death. The reason why it is so stupid to me is that it's inside the Vault of Glass, not the raid, but the mission from the House of Wolves when you go in there to take out the Fallen, and it was from a jump, and it was the Warlock jump. It just, it was so bad watching it back over. Like, there was this little ledge, I was trying to get onto it, but I bounced off it, and it's just not good to watch over. Like, there was so many other times playing that I almost died from actual normal encounters and stuff like that, but then to die from a Warlock jump, especially in the Vault of Glass, it's just not fun at all. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode of this Ironman series. I'm just going to be playing this until D2, unless something comes up on like my main account on PlayStation 4. This is on Xbox, like I said very early on in the video. But yeah, if you guys would like to see anything from this account, there is other things that I'd like to do with it that aren't necessarily related to this type of video. But yeah, we'll get into that a bit later on. So yeah, if you do enjoy this and you want to see anything specific, put it in the comment section below and drop a thumbs up too if you did enjoy this type of video. But yeah, until next time, Guardians, I will see you all later. Bye.
Winter is coming.